Movie's actually going to go for it with 2 DTs and a Zealot. He's going to try to take out the Spore. Expect the Sunken Colony to come by. He's trying to get the DT up the ramp. DT going up the ramp, slashing away at drones. He's going to get a couple kills. Movie desperately trying to get more kills, and now he's snuck one in the main though, and there is an Overlord. Mutalisks are going to clean it up momentarily. Really not too much damage done there, but he has disrupted mining a little bit and has got some drone kills, but I think he can do this though because Akiva is so on the defensive. He has nothing to push out, nothing to put pressure on, nothing to do. And Hiva has been so defensive. A Sunken Colony, a Spore Colony at every base. Really not requiring much APM right now as far as cleaning up those DTs because he already has the Spore Colony, already have the Overlords there. We do see another expansion going up at the 9 o'clock, but it looks like Hiva is going to come over there with a bunch of Mutalisks, and these cannons aren't going to be done warping, but he should have some Corsairs left. Nice storm, nice storm. Desperately throwing up a storm, and now these are going to get cleaned up. With the help of these Corsairs and the cannons, he should be able to momentarily hold this off, but expect more cannons to go up. But with these links coming in, not going to do much at all. And it's up to Hiva to do some damage. And right now, with the Archon out, he better watch out for that Archon. He's going to actually have to fly back over the cannons now. And now come over with the Archon. Once his third base gets utilized, Hiva's going to be in a lot of trouble. He's going to have to do something. You can see just how defensive he is right now. Finally expanding again. That will protect that expansion. But with the DTs, if we do see a shuttle, we could see some more harassment from Movie. Definitely a positive thing to do right now. And we do see Hiva moving out with several groups of Lings, and with that group of Mutalisks, he's got to put pressure on. But with this build that Movie has done, with all these Corsairs being produced and this Archon, he's really not going to be able to put on too much pressure. And Ling Zealots or Ling Mutalisks is going to be completely stopped. But this Archon is going to get surrounded, and not before taking out a lot of Lings and running across the storm again. Hiva's going to have to be careful, though. He did pick off the Archon, nicely done, but he doesn't really have much of an army besides these Mutalisks. And, that Movie has several Corsairs left, so he should be able to push in a bit further here. And we do have the Mutalisk and Lynx coming out. They will engage each other momentarily, I believe. And this Archon, he's trying to get a fry off on these Mutalisks. Can he? Will he? Gets one. Taking a lot of damage there. The splash damage on Archons is quite ridiculous to Mutalisk here. And this is buying Hiva time to secure that fourth. He has a lot of sunken qualities on his front door. With the help of those lurkers, no observers out yet, I don't believe, for Movies, so this should momentarily push him back with the help of the Spore Colony too, but he's going for it, and he's actually going to lose a lot of units here. Scourge is coming in, landing all over the Corsairs, and Hiva is going to successfully push back Movie, but not before a nice storm there. But Movie has lost a lot of units, and now this is given time for Hiva to secure his fourth expansion, but he needs to get that fourth gas up. Mutalisks coming in, losing 4 High Templars, and not before landing a nice one though. But Hiva finally kill the High Templar, finally killing the High Templar, and Movie looks to be falling apart a little bit, guys. Could Hiva go 2-0 if he can secure that fourth gas? It might be so, and that rhymed, woohoo, I'm rhyming all over. But we do have a couple more cannons coming in because he knows he needs to protect against those Mutalisks. We have a lot of Lings, though, still out. And now these Corsairs coming in, and they should be able to clean up the Mutalisks with the help of this Archon, and they do. The Mutalisks are now out of the battle, but they definitely did their job with the Lurkers out. Movie's going to need to get some observers. He's going to need some more goons. He's going to need a better army composition if he wants to deal with this. He's trying to desperately kill some overlords to get some key scouting information. But really, Hiva has taken over the middle ground, and really Movie has nowhere to move. He's desperately bringing a probe up. He could be thinking about expanding or thinking about, we do see the Hive Tech now, but Movie's probe has been taken out in the top left, and Movie trying to move out with it. It looks to be a pretty small army, but a lot of sunken colonies, a lot of static defense, which is kind of taking away from his macro, but he only has a group of, all Movie has is a group of like 12 Zealots and an Archon, and I'm just not sure if that's going to be enough. We are seeing him. Okay, now he has quite a few goons out. So now Movie's army has more composition, better composition. He is producing a lot of goons for those lurkers, and now he might actually be able to do something here. We do see some Mutalists out, but actually he was looking a little thin on the front door while he's teching to Hive. Static defense just won't cut it. He needs that army, but not nice surround here, picking off more goons. Hiva doing a nice job with the reinforcements. You see the better Zergs do that. Not saying Hiva is one of the better Zergs, but in this case, he might be. And Movie's army, because of that third base kicking in, Movie's army has gotten very big. And now Hiva needs to get that fifth up and running pretty quickly, or needs to get his Hive Tech out. But this bottom right expansion could be in a lot of trouble. Hiva, I wasn't expecting him to come out with this many units. Movie came out with a ton of units that I was not expecting. He's going to have to desperately micro these Mutalists and pick off those High Templars, but he's not going to be able to hold this. Where is his army? He's going to be coming in for a two-prong attack. But I don't know if he has the units to do that. He's going to have to gather the lurkers at other expansion. He has lost the hatchery. He has lost the backbone of this defense, but he still has a lot of lurkers over there. A two-prong attack could be pretty deadly. This is while doing this, Movie's trying to secure an expansion, but not before a lot of links coming in, but they should be able to get cleaned up by the Zealots, and it looks like they will if cannons warp in. Cannons are not warping in. He's going to have to cancel this expo. That's a little sad for Movie, actually, but Movie is making a move at the front door. You saw as soon as that expansion on the left door went up, Movie loses his observers. I think he lost all of his observers here, and Movie's going to be forced back just a moment while he waits for another observer, and only Lings being produced right now. Movie is desperately trying to move in on that expansion. He knows he needs to do something. A two-prong attack could have been deadly, but Hiva, without the units, without the army, needed to do that here. And now we do see the robotic support, but we could see some Reavers. Reavers are just so strong against anything that Zerg makes, basically. We do have this more sunken colonies going up. Now we have the shuttle dropping into the main to harass that, and getting reinforcements up there is going to be really difficult. And this is the time where Zerg is very susceptible. They are teching while they're teching to Hive. Is going to be able to get those Hive Tech units out. Ling's running in, picking off more High Templars. 4 Zealots being dropped. They should be able to be cleaned up with the sunken colonies here, but more Zealots being dropped, and now he's actually going to be able to clean this up, and he was in a lot of trouble. If he loses his expansion, this could be pretty deadly, and it looks like he won't, though, with lurkers coming up. But then now Movie's going to push on the front door. Nice job by Movie. The lurkers are now out of the battle. He's going to have to run back with the Lings. He's going to need to get those lurkers back in the front door here. More goons moving in. The observer getting sniped. Does he have more observers? Hiva definitely desperately trying to micro those Mutalists. He needs to pick up those High Templars, though, but really nothing to storm right now. Lurkers up the ramp, and I think Hiva might be able to hold with the reinforcements marching down. A lot of links coming in, but with the ball of goons, they're going to take a lot of hits here, and with the Zealots and Hiva just desperately pumping out links, he needs to gather up. They are running in solo, and now he's actually able to storm the last group of lurkers, and I think Hiva might have more lurkers in the bottom right expansion. He's going to need to move those up. He's going to need to defend the sunken colonies with that spore. No observers, and it looks like Movie's going to lose his army. Hiva, could he hold this off? He's barely going to hold it off. Hiva has successfully held this base, and now Movie's in a bit of trouble here, or more than a bit of trouble. Hiva's in a good situation. You can see mining out his natural and his main. He's basically off one base, and Hiva's Zerg, it might actually have beaten Protos's or Movie's Protoss. Hiva, the new Estro, unspoken star, so to speak. Now he's going to be able to come in here, pick off this probe. No chance of expanding for Movie. And you see the balls of units coming across the map for White. Hiva's in a good situation right now. Movie desperately trying to move out without really a big army at all. I'm thinking he has about one more army that he can kind of do stuff with, but once that goes down, his reinforcements are really going to slow down unless he can get that forward. And Hiva's coming in with a group of Mutalists that are now going into Guardians here. Excuse me, my jaw is hurting. I need to get in commentating shape so I can stop stuttering and so I can be like a real commentator. But we do see